Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. And today I am here to play with you once more. This will be our final card, but not our final project, using the Daisy Lane stamp set. So last weekend I ran a class using the stamp set and we made 4 projects, and this will be project number 3. Now I'm going to show you my example card, but what we're making is going to be a little different. So the difference is the way we're going to colour the daisies. So this card, hey Donna, this card I got the inspiration from Mitso Crafts. It's Barry and Jay. They're in the UK, and I saw the card, got the inspiration, and went, how did they get the daisies so white? And what they have done, if I can put my hand on it, is used our chalk marker. Okay, Angie, no problem. Sorry, you guys are coming in so quick today. This is amazing. Thank you all for joining. Now, I have Barry and Jay's details up, so I will now get up the video so I can say hello to everyone. I feel very special today with you all. Hey Jeannie, hey Sherry, hey Juanita, hey Chrissy. Awesome. I've got everyone so far. If you're jumping in, please say hi. I will be giving away one of these cards. We will be making 2, but I had one of the class ladies leave class early. So the second card that I'm actually going to send to her in the mail. Hello, Miss Cherry. I feel I was just talking to you over on Facebook. Cherry, I know through my kids' sport. We see each other all the time. I was asking a question about karate this afternoon for Lachlan. For this card, I have used, now I'm a bit in everything's everywhere over here, and I now can't find the embossing folder. I'm just going to show you here first. We're using the Subtles embossing folder. Hey Rose, using the Subtles embossing folder, and we are using the Garden Lane paper. Now this paper, karate is the best. This has all the greens. So the greens in this are garden green, mint macaron, mossy meadow, pear pizzazz, soft seafoam, and a touch of whisper white. So I've got all the greens, and this is a green card, and our daisies are the hero of the card. Hey Karen, thanks for joining. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean up my mess just a little bit because I've made a mess already. So, hey Deb, thanks for joining. Sorry, are you a Deb or a Deborah? I think I've asked this before, but being an Aussie, we shorten everything. So you'll forever be a Deb. Hey Miss J. Okay, I think I have everything tidied up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, flick you guys around, talk through the card a little bit more, and then we'll get making. And as I said, I'm making 2 cards and I'll be giving one away. So if you want the giveaway card, just say hi, leave a comment so I know I'm not here crafting by myself, because I've got the boys playing Xboxes because it's a weekend, and I've got David outside dismantling the trampoline, which I think our granddaughter is going to upgrade her small trampoline to our big one. Hey Jill. Oh, you are a Deborah. I shall endeavour to remember that. Hey Lisa. Okay, flick you guys around. Now, for those that always ask me about the weather here, it's a beautiful day here. Once again, we desperately need some rain, but it is a beautiful, sunny, mild winter's day. And I don't even say it's winter, because if I went outside, I would not need a jumper. And I'm just wearing like a 3/4 sleeve shirt. Okay, Let's see how we're travelling here. I think we're travelling okay. Maybe, maybe not. Hold on, sorry guys. Yay, Deb, I'm so glad you caught me live. And Deb, I have written out your envelope ready to send your card to you, because Deb was one of my card winners. Sorry girls. I've had... Okay, sorry, I'm going to try and cover this because I've had a bit of a drop in my stand here. I'm going to see if I can tighten it up. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my whole mat in the screen. I'll go turn off my big light. God, I almost tripped over the heater. Right, not that I need the heater on, but it was a bit cool earlier. I'm just waiting for my second screen to catch up. Is a jumper what? Yes, a jumper is what you call a sweater, Deborah. You got that in one. Okay, we're all good. We're kind of sort of all good. Yeah. But I more likely wear a jacket that's like open at the front. Look at me talking with my hands and you can't even see my body. I am all kinds of crooked and it's going to hurt my head. I'm just going to deal with it. Just going to deal with it. So here's the card we're using, and we're not going to be using any of the daisies that are meant to be punched out. We're literally using 3 stamps. We're using this cute daisy, the stem, and the It's Your Time to Shine. And what I have pre-done is cut both of these pieces, so the Garden Lane piece and some crumb cake, using the stitched rectangle framelits, because you guys know I'm kind of obsessed with those and they get used all the time. And we're also going to be playing with watercolor pencils. Now I currently have 3 out, and I do keep my watercolor pencils in a case. I actually need to upgrade to the larger case. I just haven't done it yet. And when I get my watercolor pencils, I take a scrap of watercolor paper and I do a bit of a color chart so I know what they look like. And then I've cut out the back of the box that they come in and pop those on the back, so without opening it I know what colors that I have. So that's my storage idea. Okay, and so using the stamp chalk marker, using the watercolor pencils, this was this is actually already kind of sort of a card. It's a scrap piece, but I've, you know, made an upside down card. I was playing, but I can't find the piece that I was playing with that actually had my chalk marker colouring on it. So what I'm going to start with here is doing some stamping. So the stamping I have done, and I'm only using 2 ink colours. I'm using Sahara Sand and Garden Green, and Garden Green is just for the sentiment. I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper just for the moment, and the cases are so versatile, Jamie. I even use them as spaces for my stamp sets in my storage. So because my my shelves are so deep, I've got spares sitting behind them to sit them to make sure my stamp sets don't slide all the way to the back. That's how versatile they are. And you can buy them, those cases. You can buy the, I'll show you, hold on. see if I can get my fingers in here. You can get the half wide cases, and I've just got my in colour refills in there, just my in colour ones, because it fits 5 perfectly. And then we've got the full, well, we call them wood cases, even though we don't have wood stamps anymore, and they're the same thickness as those ones I just showed you. And then we've got this size, and I like them because they're totally open on the inside and don't like have the DVD clipper thing. Look at me, I've got all the words. I store my re-inkers in them. I can put my hand on another one up here, Miss Jamie. I also store all my Stampin' sponges in them. That's all I've used them for at the moment, but I'll show you because they're right next to it. So this is a full-size wood one, and I did these years and years ago. I've just put a piece of designer series paper, and that is all of the Neutrals re-inkers in there, so fits 10 perfectly, and they do sit nicely on top of each other. But I digress from the card and our stamping. Jamie, look what you do to me. You store die cuts in them. I've got, okay, I'll show you. I'm setting up for my team meeting tomorrow. I put all my spare die cuts in a basket like this, and I have it on my desk, because if I personally, this is just how I work, if I don't have things on my desk, they don't get used, or if I can't see them, they don't get used. So yeah, that's just how I work. Now, I did stamp these ones off originally, but I found I get a better result with the chalk marker if I don't stamp off. So we're just going to do, I know, storage is amazing. I actually have lots of storage boxes sitting at my back door to do a bit of a clean out at the moment. I just want to put some things that I'm not using in the shed. So that's what I have to do at the moment. That's one of my jobs, but I keep on wanting to share projects with you girls, so I'm not getting around to it. Okay, so that is my stamping of the flowers. Now the stem is separate. I've used the stem before. Markers, see, if you girls go back in my photos here, you can store markers and dimensionals, but I have all my embellishments sitting in one of our storage cubes, so I can just put my hands straight on them. And you know why? Because I need to easily grab things to make it easier for myself. So this is our Stampin' chalk marker, and what I'm going to do here, oh good, I have two, one's a little drier than the other. I'm just going to colour in, and I am doing it individually, and you'll sort of understand why when I go back and colour them in. So I'm just individually colouring in each petal. And I did have a friend of mine who is an actual bona fide artist. She is absolutely amazing. Now I am doing this fairly roughly because flowers are like that in real life. Not all petals are perfect. So I've done that. Just going to go in there, and then I'm just going to go around the outside of that. Ah, lots from Paper Pumpkin. Yes. Handmade, that's exactly right, Jamie. Handmade, not Hallmark. So this is going to take me a while. So you're just going to have to bear with me today. It's a bit of a process, but this was the last card we made in class. And they found, okay, this is my dryer pen. So I'm going to lid that and put it in my spinner here upside down and grab my other one, because I knew I had one older and one newer. Maybe it's not. Maybe I've just used it so much. I'll just give it a rest anyway. And they found this process extremely relaxing. So they loved how relaxed they felt. So you can see with this one being the stamped off Sahara sand, I do lose a lot of the detail of the petals, and I'll show you with the next one. You can see it doesn't take too long, and I can go back and grab those bits that I've done. And Barry and Jay, and it was Jay that wrote the blog post, demos in the UK, they sort of wrote a blog post on it. Hey Delinda, has Stampin' Up, yes, we've had a chalk marker for years. Years and years and years we've had a chalk marker. And yes, it should be in your catalogue. It'll be in where we have like the journal pen and everything like that. Yes, I don't use a chalk marker too much, Karen. So tell me how you use your chalk marker, because it's great for putting in white details. So you can see with this one, as it dries, you're going to see a lot more detail glowing through. I'd love to know how you girls use your chalk markers, because I must admit it is something I don't use very often, and it's only because I saw Jay's card that I went, oh, that's an awesome idea for class. And the card is loosely based on his card. I've certainly taken inspiration and I've used this technique. So he just said he used it, and originally I went, how did he use watercolor pencils and get it so bold? Because I just looked at the photo and went, yeah, he's used watercolor pencils. I know what I'm doing. And off I toddled, but I should have read the blog post. But at least you can see what a white, and we do have a white watercolor pencil, looks like. And I haven't watered these down at all. These are just pencils used as pencils. There is no blending with water with these at all. So you can see how you can, I don't know, can you see the difference between these two? That you can, yes, snow one, well, not that I do snow Chrissy. You will soon find out with the holiday catalogue when I get those products that I actually really don't do winter Christmas cards, because it's hell on earth here at Christmas time. I know a lot of you in the Northern Hemisphere are getting the weather that we get in summer. So that is what you're getting now, or your very, very hot days. That is what Christmas Day is generally like for us. And yes, I do cook a roast on Christmas Day. And yes, I am crazy. Just in case no one already didn't realise that one. But yeah, I do have to laugh because lots of people, and I feel sorry for those in the UK, because this is ridiculously hot for them. And there they're going, it's 38 degrees, because we both work in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. And they're going, yeah, that's pretty much a normal hot summer's day for us. Okay, So that is all my chalk markering done, and I know I can definitely see the difference between the stamped off and the fully stamped. Okay, chalk marker can just go up there. Okay, I'm missing, yes, it's called the Stampin chalk marker, just while I catch up. Can you stamp? I don't think you could stamp with the chalk marker, Jamie. Sorry, because I was busy colouring. I've missed out. Oh, I'll carry on without you, Jamie. Oh, it's great on vellum. Angie, why have I never used it on vellum? I use vellum all the time. Hey, Roseanne. Okay, let me scroll back down. Chalk marker is on page 181 of the catalogue. Thank you so much for that, Delinda. Our page numbers between regions does vary slightly, so let's take page 181 as a rough guide. Use it for snow. Have you tried scribbling it on stamp? No, I haven't, and I don't think I would, because it dries really quickly. It's $3.50 in the US. Oh my god, you girls are amazing. Adding it to your order. We cook a roast on the Weber at Christmas outside. Yeah, see, actually, I shouldn't lie. I cook the roast vegetables because I do roast vegetables better than my mother, and my mother cooks the lamb. I normally do the pork though, but I do it earlier in the day. That looks so, it does, Deborah, you're exactly right. I would only use this marker on darker colours. Does it smear? Oh, hang on, let me check on the back and I'll show you if it smears. So I've popped it down, I've recapped it. No, it doesn't smear, which is why I'm there going it wouldn't be great to stamp with. It does dry fairly easily, so this would be good for art journaling as well. Adding that, like, it's not quite a paint pen, but it would be good for art journaling. Yes, yeah. I will do, and it's not that I don't have friends in the UK to give Christmassy, snowy and wintry Christmas cards to. I do like a traditional Christmas card, but I just try to avoid snowy ones. Having said that, I am in love with one of the more winter themed papers in the holiday catalogue. Now, I know there are no leaves here, but I am going to add the illusion of leaves here because they're looking a little bare. Now, I'm just slamming down this garden green. Nothing to it. I am using a little pressure. Right, I think that looks fine. So I'm finished with the garden green now. Now what I'm going to go in and do, I'm going to go in with, not my pumpkin pie, my Cajun Craze, and do the middle of my flowers. Now I'm not being particular, and I'm not filling it all in because I am going to come back with my pumpkin pie, and that will fill in the bits that I've missed, if that makes sense, because nothing in nature is a single colour. So I'm just doing a rough scribble, and it will look okay in the end. You know, any colouring that we do, there is always that ugly stage that we go, oh my god, what have I done? But you have to go through that ugly stage to get to the end result where we are roughly happy with our things. I am more than happy to enable. That's what we are as demonstrators. We are professional enablers. Ooh, bubbles for fish. That'd be good, Jamie. what kind of themes do I use for Christmas cards? I really am traditional. So I like Santas. I like holly. What else? I like trees. I've just posted in the last couple of days the Winter Woods tree. So I've done that. Yeah, I just stay away from snow and skates, and I do like a Santa's sleigh because Santa still does visit and comes in a sleigh. So you can see how these already, without the yellow, are coming alive. These ones are going to need, I think, a bit of detail from the early espresso one. Okay, so now I'm going to, if I've caught it between my knees, Christmas trees present. Oh yes, baubles. How could I forget baubles? And I love reindeer. Oop, that was super sharp. So now I'm just coming in with the Daffodil Delight and just adding some yellow on each individual petal towards the middle. So you can see this colouring is not perfect, but it just really brings these flowers to life. Now, not all daisies are yellow. I would also do purple daisies. I would happily use Gorgeous Grape because I love those purple daisies. So I'm just going to layer up a little more on some of these bottom ones. This one here, and I think that's that one done. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. That's lovely. Thank you, Karen. Oh, yes, please do watch the start of it. I'm glad you like it, Inga. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, now that I've caught up on a few of these, you girls are talking too much. I do hope that while I'm not looking at the comments, you girls are politely answering each other, because it's very helpful. Whilst I love reading all the comments, I can't craft and read at the same time. I must admit, I do love this technique, and I'm so glad that Jay shared it. Oh, I love it. So pretty. Okay, and also by putting in the yellow, I'm defining some of these overlapping petals as well. And doesn't matter if I go across into the middle bit, or the what do you call the middle of a flower, girls? I'm totally blanking here. Totally blanking. Okay, so that is that one done. Now let's see if we can revive this one, because I kind of didn't want to double stamp it, but we will use the other one. It's starting to come to life. I just need to do a bit of CPR with it. That's okay. We get the colour down and then we'll worry about the rest. No, well, yeah, I suppose it's a stamen. Yeah, I wanted to say stamen, but I sort of stopped myself. Well, if you girls are saying stamen, I must have been on the right path. So now while I'm finishing this colouring, I want to know which you prefer. Do you prefer the chalk marker, or do you prefer the white watercolor pencil? So we're looking for chalk marker or white watercolor pencil. I know which one I prefer, but at least I'm able to show you both ways. Okay, I may go in and add more yellow, I'm not sure. Chalk. Okay, I thought that might be your girl's answer. Early espresso. Right, chalk all the way. Wow. Did I even need to ask the question, apparently? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to... hang on. That's better. I'm just going to go around and try and highlight all of these. Now, I don't know if I'm making this better or worse, but I'm trying. When my friend did this, she did an amazing job, and that's why she's an artist, and that's why I stamp. I think I'm giving it a bit more definition. I think. This is definitely the more rustic one, but that's okay. Okay, you can see actually that looks much better. I've given it a lot more definition to the other two, so I shall continue. I think the puppy is having puppy dreams outside my door. I can hear her. She must be chasing other puppies because she's just come from the dog groomer. She's always so excited to go and get a big wash, and she sheds hair like nothing else. So it's nice that the hair isn't all in my house and it stays at the groomers. 6 white boomers, that's exactly right. Hey, Jeannie. Yeah, they do pop off the paper. That's exactly right, Cheryl. And I do my word. I do appreciate that you guys hang around and watch these longer videos. I like to show the real life, real time crafting because I was watching an ex-Stampin' Up! Employee, Christina Werner's video this morning, and she was showing her watercolouring in real time. She did speed a lot of it up because her watercolouring was like a 3-hour process, but I appreciated her showing it in real time, which was really, really nice. Okay, so don't stamp off, do stamp full strength because it makes a huge difference. But we've got one in more a watercolour style and one's a bit more pulled together. And Jennifer Maguire, yes. I don't know, does she do, I thought, she speeds hers up. She chops a lot out of hers. I don't have time for that. But that's okay. They do, and that's all good in their world. Okay, I no longer need my scrap paper. Okay, now, where are my bits and bobs? So, what I have done with this garden green piece, I have pre-run these, and I'm going to show you close up through the Subtles embossing folder. Yeah, that's exactly right, Jamie. They're heavily edited these days. So this, it ends up giving you like a textured paper. Now, we used to sell textured 12 by 12 and smooth paper once upon a time, many moons ago. We did that. And it reminds me of that, or like any textured cardstock that you can get. Okay, hold on. Let me empty my envelope here. This is the bit I want. So now we're going to do our last bit of stamping, and we're going to stamp It's Your Time to Shine. You can you tell I don't use garden green a lot? It doesn't go very smoothly. Okay, let me grab one of these. I don't think my hands don't like these teeny tiny blocks. So with a sentiment, I would prefer to have a bigger block. Otherwise, I don't know, my hands don't like it. Let's just say that. Make sure that is nicely inked up. And sorry if my head gets in the way. Leave it there for a few seconds. Woohoo! And this one is just a scrap. That is not the right size. That I will trim down. Woohoo! Done. Right. Love it when I stamp straight without the stamparatus. I am 8.5 years with Stampin' Up. I joined on the 1st of February 2011. So in that time, it was during celebration that I joined. I have, though, been around Stampin' Up for 10 or so years. Ah, that's my other one that I did for them. It was on the back. Ah, there you go. Rightio. Glue. How long have you? I've been around a while. And yeah, so I was in my upline, who is no longer a demonstrator, but she's still one of my best friends. I was in her stamp club for a long time. I've pretty much been around Stampin' Up for 13.5 years. I know I started card making before I moved into this house, and we've recently been redoing our front garden, and one of the garden beds hasn't had any plants in it in that time, and it now has beautiful kangaroo paws and some native ground covers, and we moved our grass trees or black boys from right in front of our kitchen window to the front garden bed. Oh my god, why did I do that? Where's my other piece? It's here. Let's hope I did this okay and I haven't got glue in the wrong places. Oh, thank god. Someone should have told me. For a 21-year-old, huh? 1 year in January. Wow. Oh, I will. I haven't taken a pic yet, although our grass trees got a mega haircut to move them because our gardening guy didn't want to get spiked by them, and we had the ends of the spikes, so they cut those off. Black boys are a beautiful grass tree, and they get these beautiful spikes on them that birds and bees absolutely love. So when we were talking about it, I said we cannot move them until they finish pollinating, basically, because when the birds get them first and then the bees come around. Yes, Google them, they're beautiful. And the other thing, they do like to be burnt. So when they're in our forests, or the bush as we call it, the bush, they're one of the trees that likes to be burnt periodically, and because they were so close to our house, they haven't been burnt, but I don't know if I will burn them. I don't know, but I can now because they're out the front, and we are going to get a new carport. So I said to my husband, in between pulling down the carport and putting in the new one, I think we might we might burn them. It sounds terrible, but doesn't kill the plant. It actually makes the trunk look amazing. Okay, I didn't think about what I was doing here, and I need that. Okay, let's see. Bonfire night, yeah, pretty much. No, never disrupt those. They are stunning and very expensive, and we are praying that they don't die, because they actually don't like to be transplanted. So we are just praying that it works. Oh no. How did her first week back at school go? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab, you'll understand why I'm doing this in a second. I've got two of them here just because I grabbed two at the same time. Actually, one's completely filthy and I need to clean it. It's got dried on shimmer paint. But I'm going to use our silicone mat so the adhesive doesn't stick to my paper and do all of that kind of jizzer jazz. So I am going to do exactly that. It's not quite straight, but it is close enough, is good enough. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. Now, when I go to assemble the card, I need to know, am I offsetting or am I centering? Because I offset, because I always center, and all my girls centered when they made the card rather than offset. So should I do one offset, one center, or should I do one or the other? Oh, I did. They had a great time, Jamie. They really, really did. They want to do it more often, apparently. Okay. One of each. Offset one of each. Okay. I might do one of each because it'll look equally as good either way. So I'm just going to pop these up here so they don't stick to anything else. And card bases. Right, grab my Stampin' that I was using yesterday. So I'm going to put it all back as it should be. Put this away. Now for anyone who wants to know, this is the new deluxe foam mat. The other foam mat, when we used it, just looked black like that. And the deluxe foam mat has like a plastic top, but it's textured. And you've got the grid on it so you can line things up better. And totally wipeable, which is great. Okay, so I have used thick Whisper White cardstock. And once again, I'm going to show you how I use my Stampin' to get as close as I can to perfectly square cards. I think it's very cool that our kids are friends too, Jamie. Although I'm a bit sad I didn't get to hang out with you last weekend and only the kids got to hang out. But I get it. Family comes first. Okay, so you can see how that is nice and tight and straight. I just like doing that. You ordered a mat. Awesome, Deb. They're great. And then when I pop it away, I don't necessarily put the plate back on, but I just slide them all in the corner and I've got them sitting off to the side. Because I had, once again, the whole I need to see it to use it. To transport, if I'm going out anywhere, I'll put my Stampin' in a bag. to protect it. But if I'm just hanging around home, I need it on my desk. Otherwise, it ain't get used. And for anyone asking, my glue holder, because I know I get a lot of questions, and my friend who makes them here in Australia always knows when I've done a video and used it, because he always gets inquiries. He's been doing some work for my husband. When he dropped it off, he said, "Did you do a video this week?" I went, "Yes." And he goes, "Oh, I got like 3 inquiries." His business name is Central Coast 3D Printing, and he is on Facebook, but for some reason I can't link to him on Facebook. When people go in and look at the link, it comes up, it won't come up. But I promise you, Chris is amazing. Yeah, Cheryl, the other thing you may have missed, and I totally forgot to order it as well, is have you bought any of the Stampin' Up! Manufactured 3D embossing folders? Because I can show you, girls. I've made my son's 15th birthday card. It's his birthday on Tuesday. So I've made his birthday card. And I can't show him because he loves what I make. Well, most of the time he'll give me his true opinion, which I always appreciate because he is a bit of an artist. Now, where's pattern paper? Does he ship to us? Does he ship to the US? He does, but if you're in the US, I would let your fingers do the walking, because that's where I found these before. But the shipping to Australia was horrendous. So I knew my friend was a 3D printer, and I said, can you make this? And he went, "Yeah, I can. Can I have your glue bottle?" Because he wanted to get it all perfect, because that's sort of how he rolls. And I went, "Sure." So I gave him an almost empty bottle of glue, and he said, "Look, it's not perfect, but I've got it as good as I can." And this is actually his business logo on the bottom. This is a special metallic one that he made me, because the metallic filament is more expensive. But yeah, I love having this on my desk, because I do have off to this side, I've got a Lazy Susan, and it's full of all the rest of my tools. But I like having this one just on my desk. And I also have some that I use for class as well. So we never normally have a lost glue. Yeah, so sorry, I digressed from the 3D embossing plates. If you've got the new Stampin' Up! 3D embossing plates, you will need the adapter for your Big Shot. And I didn't have one, even though I made this card yesterday. I was able to bodgy my way through it, and I used an embossing mat. Go to Etsy. Thank you, girls. You got the plate. Right, I'm glad it works great. I was able to bodgy my way through it, but I wouldn't do what I did in a class, if that makes sense. And because we haven't got a replacement yet, I don't exactly want to go and buy a whole new system. So I'm just working with what I've got, and if I have to buy a plate, I'll buy a plate. Okay. Oh my dear word, I didn't take the other backing pieces off. I get very good at not swearing on live videos, girls. I don't think you understand just how much you almost hear me not swear on these videos. And I know Jamie is laughing so hard because we craft together. Okay, there's that one. Oh my God, that's so crooked. Oh well, it's handmade. Yep. See, I knew you'd agree with me, Jamie. I have to keep my channel PG. I can't get banned from Facebook. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's called embossing plate. It's got to have something to do with embossing. It's not actually in the catalogue. It is in, yeah. Oh, I didn't put glue behind that, but it actually won't make that much of a difference. It's something embossing. No, I don't want to end up. Hello, Miss Beverly. How are you? You're just catching me at the end. So, yeah, I so much prefer the chalk marker versions of these cards. And we are not going to forget to put on our business or our personal details on the back, because if we don't put on our personal details and we give the card to someone and then someone goes, oh, that's an amazing card, do you know who can make me one? And they can go, oh, my friend Ellen does it and here's her details. Or my friend Jamie does it, here are her details. So always put your details on the back, even if it's your name, telephone number and email address and a handmade by. Do it, because you never know what will come from it. Never, ever, ever know. Because everyone has a different style. And yeah, so there you go. Okay, so they're my cards today. Go over what we've used. We've used the Daisy Lane stamp set, and I'm going to cover this one up and do this one. We've used the Subtles embossing folder. Okay, move these stamps out of the way. We use the stitched rectangle framelits. So I like the detail that's in there. I have used the chalk marker, which we've now all educated each other about the things that we can do with the chalk marker. And I have used our watercolor pencils. So I used Pumpkin Pie Cajun Craze I used a touch of early espresso, Gun Green and Daffodil Delight. Yes, I do get the stickers via the Stampin' Up demo website for demonstrators, Jamie. Yes, I do. Yes, and you can get them for Vistaprint, but any demonstrators out there, you cannot put the Stampin' Up logo on Vistaprint ones, and you do need to get them approved. Hey, Deb, you coming in right at the end, honey. I thank you so much for joining me, but you will have to watch the replay to see how I made these cards. Just looking at the screen here, because I'm not looking at what I've got laid out, geez, the chalk marker really pops other than this one. Wow. I may have to actually go over these petals or something. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to keep this card and I'm going to give away this one and this one, because I need to keep one. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. So, that's what I was going to show you. Who wants to see the birthday card? I'm going to have to do a quick flick through. Thank God he's not on Facebook. Oh, wow. That is a bit late, Pamela. Okay, you ready? You ready? It sparkles. And then this is the inside. There you go. Done. So now you can tell me what you think. He is a bit car obsessed and he loves purple. So I don't know when I will be back. I have a feeling I have something happening on Tuesday that will preclude. No, I have something next Thursday. Thank you. I hope he loves it too. Yeah, but that's not his favourite car, Jamie. He has many, many, many favourite cars. Yeah, I've taken photos of it and I will definitely share and blog about it on Tuesday. So, or Tuesday or Wednesday, I will share the card after he has received it. That's okay. I had to share. I had to share because I can't share it with him. So I've got little brother's tick of approval for it. So you guys have an amazing weekend. I definitely won't be back tomorrow because I have a team meeting, but I'm hoping to be back on Tuesday. Yeah, it's Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. So I had a great time making it yesterday. So thank you girls for hanging out with me and having a chat. And I will catch you all, guys. I will catch you all next week. Bye.